But of course, Jagdish Malkani is the country head at Tybe India. Now he joins us to talk about trade. Jagdish, thanks a lot for joining us. Since this quiet period may extend for a bit longer?
Yeah, well, this is an unusual day. Last couple of sessions have been kind of restrained, as you said. But who knows, lull before the storm or what. But in general, obviously the market's looking a little, like it's, I don't know, running out of steam or what. But at the same time, those inflows keep coming, especially in the cash segment. The FII numbers still looking heady, crossed $15 billion for the year, and actually it's even better than that, because if you take the first quarter of $1.5 billion, it's what, 16.5 or thereabouts on the trot, and of course IPOs, etc., also taking away some of that. But so still momentum still there, while that weak dollar's there. India still looking good. So yeah, I think the market's kind of confused which way to go. A lot of sector rotation has already happened, but they continue to look for new. This thing now, shipping is a new one today with the Baltic Index. But again, if you really rummage around, I mean, the stocks that have gone up in shipping are more related to the tanker, Great Eastern, Marketa, etc. So even there, you have to really scratch your head if it's justified.
But Jagdish, what's your sense? If the markets are going to be range-bound, you see the implied walls come down here, even across the globe, the CBOE VIX is inching down a little bit. Do you sense you should just sell a straddle or sell a strangle and just let it play in this small sort of range? Or do you sense that complacency may lead to some bit of a sudden correction?
No, I can't believe that volatility won't return in its normal form. Yes, the VIX is down, etc. But I think ours is, obviously there's bullish undertone, and this is just some kind of consolidation or whatever. But there's nothing to fear yet, at least as far as the bulls are concerned. So I think this is an unusual day in terms of its boring width or whatever. Volatile times will be back. And of course, a lot depends, as I said, as a gentleman, on the state of the dollar, etc. The dollar really is a fix on all what else is happening, and the real breathtaking stuff is happening in the precious commodities, gold, silver, and even other industrial commodities. So that's, as of now, that's where the action is. But I'm sure it'll be back to equities very soon.
The action seems to have shifted to the mid-caps as well, Jagdish. Hi, afternoon. Would you say that that's where the money is flowing in the short term?
Well, selectively, I mean, like today, as you rightly said, some of the NBFCs, one that's done very well, which I track, is M&M Financial Services. Again, some of the old chestnuts are back in play. I don't know if you talked about East India Hotels. Obviously, the old Analjeet and Oberoi talks story will be revived. Today's been big volumes in that, and so yeah, quite a few mid-cap stories, and as they well should. There is still a fair bit of value there.
Jagdish, you spoke about how FI flows continue to remain strong above that 5,000 level. Do you sense that now, with a lot of the large caps reaching fair valuation, this entire re-leveraging trade of the entire mid-cap space, more stock-specific ideas will play out, and you can see big mid-cap outperformance in the run-up to the end of the year?
Well, difficult to generalize, but mid-caps will still, I mean, the FII flows will continue to stay in the top 100, 200 stocks, and more so after the carnage of last year and the experiences of a lot of hedge funds and, others who were stuck in less liquid stocks. If anything, the flow to liquidity would be even more heightened. So it's just there's a lot of discipline from, and of course you have to distinguish between the FIs, etc. But as I said, from last year, a lot of them will be very chastened and won't come to these very easily. But it's the value. A lot of the mid cap action is really in the domestic institutions, high net worth investors, etc. That's where they are gravitating to, and of course some private equity looking for value in pipes, etc.
Jagdish, what's your sense on Suzlon? It's seen another update today. It's up about 1.5%. There have been talks about some order flows improving again, debt levels possibly coming down, and they still have that golden goose in terms of Hansen.
To be honest, I keep my distance. I find it hard to understand what's going on. There's obviously a lot of speculative activity in Suzlon, especially in the F&O segment. So I think the problems are not over yet, in the US with customers, etc., and this whole Hansen RE power play and debt, etc. But to be honest, I'd rather not venture an opinion. I keep my distance.
Yeah. Some of us have that problem with that stock. Jagdish, you were mentioning the shipping space. What would be your preferred pick from that lot now?
You talking to me? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. No, shipping. I think I'm a little flummoxed because the movement today. It's, as I said, the tanker space is still languishing, and you saw what horrendous results the companies came out. Great Eastern, which is extremely well managed, otherwise they're having a tough time. So I cannot believe that good times are back so well for them. It's really the dry goods that this particular index is reflecting. And I said, I think it's a bull market looking for stories, and this is a beaten sector. But I think it's premature, this euphoria.
Do you track Reliance Capital, Jagdish?
Of a sort, but the entire group, again, I'm a bit wary of those companies. But yeah, again, a lot of speculative activity happening. But the NBFC space, some of the other stocks that are moving, I track, like Bajaj Finserv has been going up, M&M Financial, a few of those which are good stories. Also, the interesting one is since Parliament has started, quite a few finance bills are on the anvil. The much delayed and discussed the insurance hike story. If that happens, there'll be a big fillip for companies in the insurance space like Max, like Bajaj Finserv, ICICI in an indirect way, Reliance Capital, etc. So the market's looking forward to that.
Jagdish, did you have a look at the IPO that's open today, Cox and Kings?
Yeah, it's a good space. It's a bit aggressively priced, but still better than its peer Thomas Cook. It's a great player in leisure travel. It's in different segments, reasonably de-risked, but all I would say is a little aggressively priced. I think it's 20 odd times going forward. So, but it's a welcome addition to that leisure and tourism space in the listed stocks.